Who am I? You sure you want to know? The story of my life is not for the faint of heart. Somebody told you it was a happy little tale. Somebody told you I was your average ordinary guy without a care in the world. Somebody lied. My name is Peter Benjamin Parker. I was bitten by a radioactive spider, and for the past 8 years, I've been the masked vigilante known as Spider-Man. I saved a bunch of people, fell in love, got the girl, lost the girl, met another girl. You know how it is. But now, for the past 3 months, I've been operating under a new alias, but I'm getting ahead of myself. I was born in Queens, New York in the year 1912. Now, I don't know too much about my parents, except that they were partners together in the NYPD. That's how they met. It's also how they died. I was mostly raised by my Aunt May and Uncle Ben. They were more of a traditional family. Uncle Ben worked from 9 to 5 down at the docks, while Aunt May took care of me in the house, apartment buildings we lived in. No, unfortunately, my uncle didn't get paid enough money to live the American dream. His boss was, and still is, a cheap scumbag, paying his employees minimum wage and offering little to no health care, while he and his cronies sat back and collected. The rich get richer, and the poor stay poor. That boss's name is Wilson Fisk, the Kingpin. You see, my uncle was a leader. People looked up to him and always came to him for advice. Little did he know that that would be the death of him. You see, he was the leader of his union, and one day he and the other workers staged a peaceful protest outside of Fisk Tower, asking for a raise, better health care, and paid sick days. The protest went great and got the attention of the hottest newspaper in town, the Daily Bugle. Uncle Ben was set to be interviewed by Daily Bugle reporter Ben Urich the next day, but instead of being in the paper for labor negotiations, he was in the obituaries. Uncle Ben was killed the night of the protest. That was also the same night I was bitten by that darn spider which gave me these powers. Call it fate, if you want to. Now the police took some lowlife thug into custody and charged him with Ben's murder. They got the wrong guy. I know it. The real person who pulled the trigger that night and killed my uncle was Wilson Fisk's right-hand man and head of the Maggia crime family, Hammerhead. The only family I now have left is my Aunt May. Her motto is, if you help someone, you help everyone. And helping others is what helped her get past Ben's death. She now works and partially runs Feast Homeless Shelter, along with the founder, Martin Lee. I don't know how May would have survived if it wasn't for his positivity. I hope he never runs into New York's newest threat, a man literally called Mr. Negative for his powers to corrupt people, turning them into raging demons. He, of course, also works alongside Fisk. It's an under-the-radar partnership, but I was able to figure it out. I'll take him down, along with Hammerhead, to pave my path to Fisk. Just like I took down Fisk's now former business partner, and a man I once admired, Dr. Otto Octavius, a once respected scientist, now turned mad. I remember when he first unveiled his robotic arms to me. See, I used to intern for him while in high school, and work part-time while in college to try to make ends meet. I thought this man would change the world for the better, but he threw it all away in exchange for funding for his projects, courtesy of Fisk Foundation. His turn turned me to give up my love of science and follow the footsteps of my late parents and join the force. And after 8 years of just being a friendly neighborhood Spider-Man, I finally convinced Police Chief Yuri Watanabe and New York Mayor Norman Osborn to deputize me. Otto was my first arrest. With him now behind bars, my path towards Fisk has never been clearer. I will stop Mr. Negative's corrupt ways, and Hammerhead's Maggia mobsters from terrorizing the city. And then I'll stop Fisk, and avenge my Uncle Ben's death once and for all. Nothing, and no one will get in my way. Fisk's evil empire running the city into the ground's days are numbered. Justice will be restored. Or my name isn't Spider Cop.